Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to National Graduation Day. And what a fabulous day it is. I'm Deborah Doherty, the Executive Director of the Northeast Region of Canine Companions. And I wish to acknowledge some special guests who have joined us here today. We have our Northeast Region board members up front here, Eva Lemire, Mark Wartzman. If you just hold your applause for a moment, once we finish. Mark Wartzman, Denise Michaels, Wendy Valentino, Colonel E. David Voisick, Chris Labardi, Susan Winters, Jeff Brosi, and Rob Goldfarb. And they all volunteer their time. They're here with us today, and they're going to spend the rest of the day back at the training center doing a retreat to help us plan for some more activities for the rest of this year. So please welcome them all. And so also here with us today are our new national corporate partner, Mr. Paul DeLusso, President and CEO of American Regent, and he's here joining us with several members of the executive team. So please welcome all of them. And as you all know, we have an advocacy program on behalf of all of our graduates. So we have joining us here today representatives of some of the local people who are graduating and receiving their dogs. We have New York State Senator Dean Murray, New York State Assemblyman Joseph DiStefano, New York State Assemblyman Ed Flood, and Town of Brookhaven Councilwoman Jane Bonner, along with representatives of two other offices, Congressman Andrew Garbarino and the Town of Brookhaven Councilman Cornrich. So please join them, welcome them. So across the country, graduation ceremonies are taking place at all 6 centers. There are 52 teams beginning their new journey today, and 8 of them right here in Medford. And I wish to congratulate all of them and their puppy raisers. They've worked really hard over the last 2 weeks, and you'll see that as we move forward through the program. There are also 194 puppies being matriculated, and that means that they're returning to their regional training centers to begin the next leg of their journey towards becoming a service dog. A heartfelt thank you to the volunteer puppy raisers who are sending their puppies off to professional training. And as we approach Memorial Day, we want to recognize all of the veterans who are part of the Canine Companions family. If you're able, please stand or raise your hand so that we may thank you. In keeping with Canine Companions' tradition of challenge coins, I would like to invite Northeast Region Board Member, Colonel E. David Voisick, Jr., to present the challenge coin to one of our graduates today. So David, if you would please join me.
Do you have the coin? Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear me. No one ever accused me of whispering, so that's it. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Colonel E. David Voisick, Jr., board member for over 10 years, and I'm proud to be here with the fellow board members, Debbie Doherty, John, and the rest of the staff. And graduation is always a great day for me. I love to see the puppy raisers and the recipients of the dogs, because it's a new day. It's a sad day for the puppy raisers because they let go of their cherished dogs that they've been training with for a year and making them excellent service dogs. And then it's a phenomenal day for the recipients, and I've talked to a few of them out in the audience, that they're getting their new child, new person. And in the military, we have a saying, you never go out on a mission without your team member, without your buddy. Don't leave anyone's back, and we're all in the foxhole together. And today it really epitomizes the mission of Canine Companions, that you never leave your buddy's back. You always have someone by your side, and you grow stronger when you put two team members together and you have a strong bond, which the people here today are going to have. Don't forget the puppy raisers after today. Keep in contact with them, because every single day they remember the dog that they raised, and they will help you along the way. The tradition of military challenge coins is said to date all the way back to ancient Rome. In those days, a soldier who excelled on the battlefield was rewarded for their efforts with a special coin engraved to show its place of origin. Rather than spend those coins, soldiers often kept them for cherished memories. The legend continued in World War I when a young pilot who was shot down behind enemy lines used a small medallion used by his squadron to identify himself to friendly forces. The coin saved his life. Over the generations, it has become a tradition for military units and all branches of service to carry a coin with their unit insignia at all times. I actually carry mine in my pocket every single day. On some special occasions, such as today, a challenge coin is given to recognize individuals, both military and civilian, for outstanding achievement. I would like to invite up to the stage Lieutenant Colonel William Connors to help with a presentation of the challenge coins this afternoon. We would like to thank Lieutenant Colonel William Connor, retired U.S. Air Force, for his service to his country and for the recipient of this award. Ben, congratulations. Ben is from Chesapeake Beach, Maryland, served 2 years in the Naval Reserve, 3 years in the Army Reserve, 4 years in the U.S. Marine Corps, and after 22 years, retired from the U.S. Air Force. So my first question to him is, didn't any service like you? You got out of 4 different branches. As an attorney, I was always told never to ask the next question. Ben, I'm not going to ask you what happened. We'll save that for another day. God bless you.
Thank you, Ben, for your service. And now I have the distinct honor to introduce our guest speaker, Jenny DePease. Jenny has been involved with Canine Companions for more than a decade and has been involved in several different capacities. She was originally certified as a facility team and graduated with Norm in 2010. Following a wonderful career together and Norm's retirement, Jenny became a volunteer puppy raiser. She raised Auric II, who I'm excited to share as a member of our graduating class today. So congratulations, Jenny. And Auric will be following in Norm's footsteps as a facility dog. So Jenny is also a Canine Companions Therapy Dog Outreach Coordinator, which is our newest program that we just began here in the Northeast within the past 6 to 8 months. Jenny educates, trains, and guides people interested in the therapy dog program. Our program certifies dogs with a specific temperament that have been released from our professional training program. And therapy dogs provide comfort, emotional support, and joy to populations under stress. So please join me in welcoming Jenny to the stage. Gotta do wardrobe, no wardrobe malfunctions are allowed, right? Okay. I'll just say this isn't really my thing, but dogs are my thing, and I know I'm with my people and my dogs. So thank you for being tolerant of my nerves. Ricky, sit. Good boy. Nice job down. Good boy. Yes, stay. Okay. So hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here to support the graduates and matriculating puppy raisers. My name is Jenny Dappas, and I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. And as Deborah said, I graduated in 2010 with facility dog Norm, and I'm a current puppy raiser, so I have been in your shoes, graduates and puppy raisers. I'm also an assistant professor of occupational therapy at the University of Southern Maine and the University of New England. And in those roles, graduations are frequent. I attended a graduation last weekend for students. They were human students. And the speaker talked about the fourth line of your obituary. They asked people to think about what they would want it to read and work towards that. So I want the fourth line of my obituary to say that I helped get more therapy dogs into schools to help children and adolescents. So as an OT, I've worked in schools for over 10 years, and I've seen how difficult school can be for children. All children, not just children with disabilities. Sitting still to learn, navigating the social and physical aspects of growing up, it's all hard. With cell phones and social media, it's not getting any easier. I've also seen firsthand with Norm the way that dogs can impact children, so I've dedicated my professional career to researching, understanding, and promoting dogs in schools. I've been certified as a Pet Partners Therapy Dog Handler. I'm on the board of a nonprofit organization supporting the human-animal bond. I'm a faculty fellow at the Tufts Institute for Human and Animal Interactions, and I'm a member of the Association of Animal-Assisted Intervention Professionals. Yeah. I could not have done any of those things without the experience of working alongside Norm, so I'm so thankful to Canine Companions for that opportunity. Facility and therapy dogs make a difference by providing comfort and care to people who need it. In children, I notice their joy and wonder when the dog does something they ask. I see adolescents lying on the cold schoolroom floor with dogs, or the dogs will lay on their laps to provide a living, breathing, weighted blanket. The first day I brought Norm into school, my student who was blind asked, "Does he have long ears and a short tail?" She had learned that from a book about basset hounds, that dogs have long ears and a short tail. Norm was a yellow Labrador Golden Retriever mix, and he did not fit that profile. And until that moment, I hadn't understood how much sighted children learn about animals just from seeing them. Canine Companions picked Norm for my students because he was calm and stoic. He was not squirrely. If he sat in front of them, they knew he would stay there. The students regularly made necklaces for Norm. They did side-by-side yoga, which we can also call doga, with him. I taught eating and feeding skills like pouring and cutting, and my students poured water for Norm daily and served him kibble, mimicking their own mealtimes. Recently, Harvard University held a forum about the benefits of pets to human health, and they discussed how we need to improve universal access to the benefits that pets provide. And putting dogs in schools is a way to impact all children, to remove some of the barriers for those who cannot perhaps have animals in their home. In January of this year, I had the opportunity to join Canine Companions as an employee to support the therapy dog program. Now, because I've done so much work in the field, I know, as you probably also know, that Canine Companions is the best at what they do. Their dogs are incredible. Their people are incredible, employees and volunteers alike. So there's some kind of magic at Canine Companions, and to be able to be a part of that magic is a privilege. The pilot therapy dog program certifies released dogs and also places released dogs in homes where the handlers will share them with their community. There's a fair amount of research and interest in therapy animals now, primarily out of New York State. There are carefully established specific guidelines and regulations. I was not surprised to find that Canine Companions used these to establish the therapy dog program, and these guidelines are implemented in Canine Companions therapy dog program across the country. So now well over 100 release dogs have been certified by Canine Companions. We have a high-quality, rigorous therapy dog program. So in short, many lives will be touched, not only by our facility dog graduates, our service dog graduates, but also the dogs who are matriculating today that may be released and can join our therapy dog program. Right now, the pilot therapy dog program has only spread to New York, New Jersey, and 100 miles from Richmond, Virginia, so we are not yet in New England, where I live, but we're working on it. I promise you we're working on it. So thank you to Canine Companions for asking me to speak. Congratulations to the graduates, the trainers, and puppy raisers. I know the graduates and puppies in training are going to do amazing things, and I can't wait to hear about how they spread the magic. And because I'm here, I get to say a special congratulations to Oric or Ricky, and thank you to trainer Alex and my co-raiser Christy, chapter leader Kelly Goss and Whit. Thank you to Laura Ann, who's trained Norm, and Ellen, who trained me 13 years ago, and the Northeast Region kennel technicians and staff, because you make the magic. So Ricky grew up with preschoolers at my co-raiser Christy's home daycare, and he lived with elementary school-age children, Sam and Sadie, who are my children, in our home. And now Ricky's going to go to middle school with Kate. And like Norm before him, he'll get to spread the Canine Companions magic. And I'm going to sleep better at night knowing that Ricky's out in the world helping children. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Haley Garner, and I'm an apprentice instructor here at the Northeast Region. In a few moments, you will see numerous cute puppy pictures that will warm your hearts. What you won't see are the numerous puppy raisers nervously playing with their leashes, preparing to walk across the stage, whether it's their first, 5th, or even 19th puppy. I am one of the many training staff who knows how it feels to raise a puppy, pour your heart into them as they grow, and turn them into professional training to learn those advanced tasks. As a puppy raiser, I always wondered what happened once my dog passed those program doors. I can tell you as staff, us trainers are so excited to meet and get to know your dog, and there's plenty of staff, including the dedicated kennel staff, who are going to pour so much love into your dogs. We also have numerous volunteers who have the amazing privilege to bathe and enrich your dogs as well. So there is so much love all over that campus for your puppies. We appreciate all the work you put into raising each and every one of your puppies. Thank you. And with that, here is your May Matriculating slideshow. Before these pups become the mature dogs you see before you today, they started off as 10 pounds of cuteness, puppy breath, piranha bites, and lots of poop. Canine Companions puppy raisers welcome them into their homes and mold them into dignified and socialized dogs ready to take on the world. I would now like to call up one of those dedicated volunteer puppy raisers to the stage to share her experience of what it's like to raise one of these special puppies. Please welcome Kate O'Connor to share her experience raising Dozer IV.
Good boy. Hello, my name is Kate O'Connor, and I'm a volunteer puppy raiser, and this is Dozer, the 4th puppy I've raised. Isn't he a handsome boy? In the puppy raising world, I'm still considered a rookie because some puppy raisers I have met have raised over 20 puppies. I'm on number 5. Today, I would like to share with you my puppy raising journey and the impact that it has had on my life. So I've always been a dog lover, but after the last dog I had passed in 2016, I thought I could never do this again. I could not bear the heartache of losing another dog. I told my family we would never, ever, ever, ever getting another dog. I was so sure of myself I had my hardwood floors refinished. Okay? Fast forward 1 month, and I'm sitting in the audience right where you are today, and I'm watching my cousin Bill receive his service dog, Izzy. I watched and listened to all the incredible speeches. I heard the mission of Canine Companions, how life-changing these dogs are. I filled out and submitted my puppy raiser application on the ferry ride home, okay? I had my interview, which, by the way, was the longest interview I've ever had. And then in 2017, my life as a puppy raiser began with Juno. I was a nervous wreck. I wanted to make sure I did all the right things. I studied the puppy raiser manual to absorb all the information I could. It was like having a newborn all over again. My furry little terror with sharp teeth was destroying every stuffed animal, decorating our hallways with toilet paper, and not sleeping through the night. Who thought it was a good idea to give me a future service dog to raise? But I'm happy to say Juno, my furry little terror, graduated and is here today with her family. And they make it a point every time of connecting with us when we come to Canine Companions. So thank you, Edith and Rich. That was one of the things I've never, thank you. That was one of the things I never expected as a puppy raiser, was to meet so many incredible people along the way. From the graduate families, the breeder caretaker families, the dedicated Canine Companions staff, my world expanded in ways I did not imagine. Canine Companions connected me with other puppy raisers from Massachusetts, and it was there that I met some wonderful people from our Bay State chapter that I now call my friends. So I'm often asked, what's the best part of puppy raising? And I would have to say, this is it, this day. Right? Being a small part of the dog's success and helping someone live a more independent life is immeasurable. Seeing the puppies we started graduate is gratifying. Hearing the families and tell us how the dogs have helped their lives easier is heartwarming. And then, of course, the other question I always get, as well as every other puppy raiser here, how can you give them up? And as every puppy raiser knows, the toughest part of the journey is saying goodbye. Just when it starts getting easy, after months of dedication, work, blood, sweat, tears, our once furry little terrors transform into well-behaved dogs, and we have to give them up. It figures, right? We're sad to see them go, but at the same time, we know that they're ready for the next leg of the journey. The last few months before matriculation are emotional as we all experienced all the lasts with our pups. The last day at the office, the last trip to the store. But as the day arrives, it is bittersweet. We hand the leash off to the trainer and off they go, tail wagging, and they never look back. I will say this, every dog that I turn in does take a piece of my heart with them. However, there's always room in my heart for another puppy, and I begin the journey again. As we drive back from matriculation, our minds are flooded with worry. Will our puppies be able to adjust to the new life? Did we do enough to prepare them? Every command we could have perfected comes to mind, and we start to question our own training efforts. That wait for the professional training report on the last Wednesday of each month seems unbearable. We eagerly anticipate every word of success and fret over every challenge the puppies may be facing, and we pray that there will be another report. Finally, the call comes that they've been pre-matched. The past 6 months have been an emotional roller coaster of highs and lows, not knowing, but the pre-matched is the ultimate reward of dedication and hard work. So when I am asked, how can you give them back? I say, how can I not? Sorry. Only 5 more pages, really. No, just kidding. Moment of it. So today we celebrate the matches these dogs have made. We celebrate the match between a puppy and a Brady caretaker. We celebrate the match between a puppy and a raiser. We celebrate the match between a puppy and a trainer. And finally, we celebrate a match between the puppy and the graduate. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Canine Companions for their unwavering commitment to their mission and for giving me the opportunity to raise these remarkable puppies. I would like to thank my puppies, Juno, Brinley, Lucy, Dozer, and now Brewer, for showing me unconditional love. I would also incredibly grateful to the support and assistance of my family and friends who have been by my side every step of the way. I'm especially appreciative of my colleagues at work who have graciously accommodated these puppies into our workplace. A special thank you goes out to the breeder caretakers who have provided our puppies with a strong foundation of future work, for the fellow puppy raisers whose friendship and support have been invaluable throughout the journey. Thank you to the dedication of the trainers who have invested so much love and effort into helping our puppies reach their full potential. Finally, to the graduates who will welcome these puppies into their homes and into their hearts. I thank you in advance for your love and devotion. You are the final piece of this remarkable journey, and I'm honored to be a part of it. William Shakespeare once said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away." How lucky am I that Dozer was my gift to receive, and now my gift to give to Aditya. Thank you.
Thank you for those wonderful words, Kate. Our beating program is the bedrock of our success in creating the service dogs of tomorrow. Each quarter, we select new breeder dogs from recently matriculated puppies. These puppies were guided along their journey by volunteer puppy raisers and taken into loving homes by volunteer breeder caretakers. We would like to take a moment to recognize the hard work and dedication of these volunteers. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating our newest breeder dogs selected from our February matriculation class. Me again. Alrighty, at this time, I would like to ask the puppy raisers of matriculating puppies to please quietly line up outside of the room in alphabetical order. While they're doing that, I would like to invite up Puppy Program Manager Sharon McComb, New York State Assemblyman Ed Flood, and Town of Brookhaven Councilwoman Jane Bonner to the stage to help hand out certificates. Yep, and you can hit right there with Sharon. While those puppy raisers are lining up outside, I would like to take this time to acknowledge the puppies that matriculated early or could not be present today. First, we have Benson the Fifth, raised by Marianne Paedes. This was her 4th puppy. Benson was also named by graduate Kira Dorsey in honor of puppy raisers and donors Ann and Bob Benson. Next, we have Domino the Sixth, raised by the Henry family. They have raised 9 puppies. Dusty the Seventh, raised by Kelly and Joe Biagio and Betsy Allison. This was their 2nd puppy. Figaro the Third, raised by Roxanne Winfrey. She has raised 2 puppies. Flint the 10th, raised by Katie Adele and Casella Slater. This was their 2nd and 6th puppy raised. Next, we have Hawaii the 3rd, raised by Julie and Troy Gary. This was their 2nd puppy. Jarvis the 4th, raised by Barbara Wiegand. This was her 4th puppy. Jules the 5th, raised by Nancy Kidwell. This was her 6th puppy. Lark the 6th, raised by Richard Gasper Jr. He is currently raising his 3rd puppy. Lionel the 5th, raised by Nick and Teresa Despotis. He was their 4th puppy. And lastly, Mandy the 6th, raised by Liesl Townsend and Bonnie Stinson. Liesl has raised 13 puppies, and our amazing breeder caretaker, Bonnie Stinson, has raised 26 puppies. All righty, looks like we're all good to go. With that, I would like to present to you our May matriculating class. Please let me introduce Aesop the 2nd, raised by Peyton Sloan. This was her 1st puppy. Yep, you can go ahead and exit off stage that way. Next, we have Andrew the 6th, raised by Ginger Nose and Christy Kennedy. This was their 3rd and 2nd puppy. Next, we have Bluebell, raised by Tina and Matt Wallace and family, and Eric and Lisa Worth. The Wallace family is currently raising their 6th puppy, and this was the Worth's 2nd. Next, we have Daggy, raised by Melissa and Tim Faulkner. They have raised 5 puppies. Duff the 2nd, raised by David Spear and Misty Novi. This was their 3rd puppy. Congratulations, Team Duff. Next, we have Eager the 4th, raised by Lauren Zablo. This was her 3rd puppy. Edsel II, raised by Priya and Mike Arrett, and they are currently raising their 6th puppy. Fiddler III, raised by the Levine family. This was their 2nd puppy. Next, we have Finley V, raised by Patricia and Robert Potts. This was their 2nd puppy. Next, we have Glacier V, raised by Christina and Marianne Montalbano. They are currently raising their 19th puppy. Next, we have Hint II, raised by Tara and Keith Harbeck. This was their 1st puppy. Next, we have Locke III, raised by Jackie and Ben Cheshire. They are currently raising their 14th puppy. Next, we have Lewis II, raised by the Bratnick family. They are currently raising their 7th puppy. Next, we have Mac V, raised by Sonia Hasper. She has raised 7 puppies. Next, we have Nutmeg VI, raised by Brooke Stern. Nutmeg was her 1st puppy, and she is currently raising number 2. I would like to take this time to acknowledge puppy Rye III, who was raised by Haley Stevens. Rye was her 1st puppy. Next, we have Samantha IV, raised by Katie and Max Ray Reek. This was their 8th puppy. Next, we have Sierra VI, raised by Jeffrey and Gina King. They are currently raising puppy number 13. Next, we have Tahoe VIII, raised by Jody Day and Katie Day. Tahoe was their 2nd, and they are currently raising number 3. Next, we have Troy IV, raised by Brianna Lemmet. She is currently raising puppy number 7. Next, we have Wit. Wit was raised by Kelly and Gen Koss. They have raised 2 puppies. And last but not least, we have Wilbur the 6th, raised by Jane and Wally Brogy. They have raised 4 puppies. Congratulations to our May matriculating class.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marissa Guidaboni, and I'm a senior instructor here at the Northeast region of Canine Companions. Today, we have 8 teams graduating here in the Northeast, and this includes 6 service dog teams and 2 facility dog teams. These recipients have not only gained a furry companion, but also a loyal and unbiased helper to help make everyday tasks and therapies easier. We now will have the privilege of taking a glimpse into what our graduates have been doing with their new partners for the last 2 weeks.
I used to be ordinary. I had forgotten.
Yes, good boy.
Look at you grabbing that coat strap. Yeah, look at you. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look at you.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes. Good boy.
Of what could be, I had to be practical, safe, sound, and boring, till you showed me how. This life is meant to be lived. What I learned from you. How to take a chance, like I got nothing left to lose. What I
Or get.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yes. Good boy.
It is now my honor to introduce our class speaker, Jimmy Ludwig. A rugby player, swimmer, and fisherman, Jimmy is always ready with a smile and willing attitude. He has been an absolute pleasure to have in class. He's here to share with you a little bit about his journey and how he got here to team training to be matched with his new service dog.
Thank you, Marissa, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. As our fearless leader said, my name is Jimmy Ludwig. I'm 27 years old, and I live in Maryland with my parents, Jim and Jolene, and my younger brother, Joey. I work in human resources for the Department of Navy. I play wheelchair rugby, and I spend all of my free time possible outside in the sunshine. Granted, it's at least 60, 65 degrees. Oh, my weekends and free time are usually consumed with boating, exercising, and spending time with the people that make my life so great. But there's my elevator speech. Let me tell you why I have the real pleasure of speaking with you all today. On May 23rd, 2014, I was 18 years old, a senior in high school, and a few days from graduation when I had the great idea to take a very deep dive into some very shallow water. I broke my neck, and the resulting spinal cord injury left me paralyzed from the neck down. I spent a month in the ICU in Baltimore shock trauma, followed by several months in the inpatient rehab at Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Recovery there was a full-time job. Much like team training here at Canine Companions, activities were nonstop from 9 to 5. A week or two into my stay there, a tall blonde nurse named Rebecca came into my room with a bright white fur ball named Frosty. He was wearing the iconic blue vest, and it was his job to come around to patients' rooms as a facility dog and put a smile on their face along with a little slobber for after he'd gone. That was my first experience with Canine Companions. It was great. It made me happy amongst all the physical and emotional turmoil that were going on in and around me. After life settled, a few years later, I went to community college and thought about getting a service dog for myself because I had met a few fellow graduates and joining the wheelchair rugby team. Each handler showed me how their dog helped them do specific things different that were specific to their needs. I thought it was very cool. They could do anything from opening doors, grabbing phones off the ground after they bounced onto the concrete. They would even help us load up the rugby vans with smaller equipment after practice. The coolest thing I thought was some of these dogs would pull these guys straight up hills they would have no chance at on their own. Incredible. So, with that said, I did my research. I started the application process, graduated community college, and was accepted to Towson University. This put me at a crossroads. There was now a lot to consider and an entirely new territory to explore and conquer. I didn't know if I could do it and still be a responsible dog dad at the same time. I was moving far away from my family to a new place I knew nothing about and into an apartment with 3 total strangers. I hardly knew how I was going to take care of myself, let alone a dog. Luckily, the occupational therapy department was kind enough to let me circulate an ad giving students the chance to get hands-on experience with a spinal cord injury while getting paid at the same time. Best decision ever. So with 2 weeks to spare before the semester started, I had a roster of 7 girls ready to assist me with everything under the sun. Worth it. Oh, man. However, even with all that and talking to my family, we jointly decided that even with this safety net, that a service dog just was not in the cards yet. So 2 years and a bachelor's degree in economics later, I got all the young and dumb out of my system, for the most part. A close friend of mine had become a graduate of Canine Companions while I was gone. I met him, had lunch, and it was just the spark that I needed to reignite the fire. Now it was time. I went back to the Canine Companions website, began the application process again, made some changes to the original paperwork, and thank God I saved it, and hopped back on the waiting list. Soon after, I landed a great job working at Patuxent River Naval Base in Human Resources. This was around the time of COVID-19. It was at its peak. I was at a maximum telework schedule, only reporting in for the necessities. It was nice. Logging off at 5 o'clock every day left me with tons of free time. My dad, always observant and wanting the very best for me, suggested that I moonlight as a graduate student and get my master's degree in business administration. I fought it at first. Dad, I'm done. 4 years was enough. No more school, no more papers, please. Well, after a few more conversations, a lot of work, long nights, and countless papers, I graduated from the University of Maryland Global Campus with an MBA this past December. Thank you. 6 days before Christmas, no less. It was a great present. So after all that, knowing that I had been on the waiting list for a service dog for a little while, it had me wondering, are they going to call me in January or February to go to team training in New York in the middle of winter? I hope not. Winters in Maryland were bad enough. I couldn't imagine how bad they are up here. But luckily I didn't have to. My phone rang on a Wednesday coming home from the office, and it was a number from Medford, New York. I didn't believe it at first and just watched it ring for a moment. And I snapped out of it, answered, and heard Katie's voice. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? I said, I'm doing great. Exchanged the usual pleasantries, and she asked me what I was doing the first week of May. I said, hopefully coming to see you. Well, 6 weeks later, here we are with all of our incredible dogs among an entire class of people whose lives will forever be changed. The love and compassion that has been vested in everyone here at Canine Companions will shine through all of us as we navigate life a little easier with the assistance of our dogs. Thank you, each and every one of you, for sharing your knowledge, kindness, and hearts with us and our dogs. Thank you.
Yes, you are. Thank you, Jimmy. You're going to stay up here with me because we have the privilege of presenting you with your dog first. But before we do that, I need to bring up some special people to help with the presentation of certificates. So if I could have Instructor Winona Fuller, Apprentice Instructor Alex Hutchinson, as well as New York State Senator Dean Murray and Dean Gandley, representative from New York State Assemblyman Joseph DiStefano's office, to come up to the stage. All right, we're almost ready, I promise. I just want to say thank you to New York State Senator Murray and Councilwoman Bonner for recognizing today's graduate teams with their own certificates as well. All righty, so Jimmy has been matched with service dog Micah the Fourth. Jimmy is an active guy, always on the go. He needed a buddy to keep pace, open doors for him so he wouldn't have to slow down. Micah stepped up to the plate. An active guy himself who loves tugging and especially loves Jimmy's motivating "that's it" when they're working together as a team. Micah was raised by Barbara Kirby and Jim Feely of Slingerlands, New York, and they have raised 3 puppies for Canine Companions. Thanks for you. Thank you so much. Gotta grab that. Oh, they want all you up there. Yep, right there, perfect. You're fine. All right. Next up, we have Aditya and his father and facilitator, Sajith, to come up. Aditya couldn't wait to get started working his new dog, a dog who would walk by his side and help him out with tasks he finds tricky to do independently. Service dog Dozer the Fourth was ready, eager to cuddle by his side and join him in games of fetch. Together they have big plans, and we can't wait to see and watch them grow. Dozer was raised by Kate O'Connor and family of Worcester, Massachusetts, and they have raised 4 puppies for Canine Companions. Next is Skylar with her facilitators, Mom, Brenda, and Nurse Kira. Skylar wanted a friend to cuddle with and to provide her with sensory input as well as integrate into her therapies. Anyone who knows Service Dog Luddy knows that cuddling is his #1 priority. The two made an adorable sight in team training, cozied up on the beanbag together while Skylar whispered sweet nothings in his ear. Well, sometimes yelled, but that's okay. Luddy was named by Kara Dorsey to honor the memory of Williams Ludwell Harris Jr., also known as Luddy. He was a 1952 graduate of West Point who retired as a colonel from the Army in 1975. Luddy's widow, Carol, is a generous supporter of Canine Companions. Service dog Luddy was raised by the Deluvio family of Douglaston, New York, and they have raised 3 puppies for Canine Companions. I would now like to call Philip and his mom, Mary Beth, up to the stage. Philip needed a best friend to watch his beloved Liverpool with, who could also increase his level of independence. Service dog Dressel was ready with both the snuggles and the skills. It's been beautiful to watch Philip's confidence blossom through team training as he advised his mom, "Hold the leash like I do." Dressel was raised by the Bowerly family of Trumbull, Connecticut. Unfortunately, they could not be here with us today to join us in person, so presenting Dressel today is apprentice instructor Robin Liberty. Ooh. Tempting, tempting. Nice job. Great job. Next up, I would like to invite Alana Flax-Clark to the stage. Alana is a Paralympic horseback rider, but when she's not on horseback, it can be tiring to go long distances. She needed a strong dog to pull her wheelchair in addition to helping her with everyday tasks. Enter service dog Nico, who took to wheelchair pulling like a duck to water and eagerly pushed closed drawers as fast as Alana could open them. They are the perfect pair, and we can't wait to see where they zoom to next. Nico was raised by the Stite family of Stony Brook, New York, and he is their first puppy. Right to the eyes. Next up, we have Lieutenant Colonel Ben Connor, retired U.S. Air Force. Ben was looking for some company and a pal to help him out with things he drops and other tasks. Service dog Sims III fit the bill. A hard-working girl who loves to play when work is done. It's been a joy to watch this team grow together, and we know this is only the beginning for them. Sims was named in honor of Marion St. Clair, past president of the General Federation of Women's Clubs. Canine Companions works side by side with the GFWC as an affiliate partner to improve our communities and better our world. Sims was raised by Bryna Brennan of Heathville, Virginia, and has raised 8 puppies for Canine Companions. Hold on, Ben. Next, we have Kate Sweezy, a social worker at West Hampton Beach Middle School. Kate's students are learning to express their feelings, and a furry friend seemed just the thing. Facility dog Oric II was up for the task with soulful eyes and a firm belief that he is a lap dog. Kate is bursting with ideas for how Oric can help her students, and we are so excited to see what a difference they make together. Oric was raised by the DePeace and Feinstein family of Kennebunk, Maine, and Christy Fajowski of Billerica, Massachusetts. They have raised 2 and 10 puppies, respectively, for Canine Companions. And finally, rounding out our graduating teams today, we have Dr. Leanne Lather with UVA Children's Hospital Clinics. Leanne is a physician treating children who are often afraid to perform the required steps for diagnosis and treatment. Tiny, puppy-eyed facility dog Benicia V is dying to be all of their best friends. Leanne hopes to research the effect of facility dogs in a physician's office, and we are confident the results will show how powerful Benicia's love is. Benicia was raised by Susan and Rich Bradley of Ellicott City, Maryland, and they have raised 5 puppies for Canine Companions. That's it, folks. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. If any graduates or puppy raisers would like photos taken of their teams, we have a photographer set up just to the right of the lobby who will be happy to take those pictures for you. Get home safe and release.